So, sound can have a profound effect on the human body. And I'm going to take a real world example for you. Remember remember your favorite song back in high school? I don't know what it is, but I'm going to make a guess that it was something really sad and edgy or something along those lines. Think about how profound that song is to you today. Now, I have a bias here. I really like relaxing music these days. So when I hear like heavy guitar tones or like screaming metal, I'm just like, yeah, there's stuff better out there that could be better fit for my reality. And I'm not sure why other people listen to that, but that's their own personal preference. So I have to live with that. But sound has a profound influence upon the human body and the way we interact with the world. Everything's vibrating, so why not make your vibration better? Now, this sounds like, oh man, he's getting into vibrational medicine. That's all pseudoscience. But think about all the effort people put into making music, to making sounds. There's whole industries set aside for just reproducing it at really high volumes. They spend millions of dollars, not on the industry itself, but per show. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry just reproducing sound, let alone once you get into making sound for major TV. Like, sound is a very captivating thing that makes or breaks movies, that literally can destroy lives if you say the wrong thing. Like, imagine telling someone that you don't like them. Those words out of your mouth have power. And people don't understand that these days. At least I feel that's the case. We use our words, but we look at them as text on the wall. People aren't well spoken anymore. And that goes for me, that goes for a lot of people. And it seems like the more we watch stuff, the less we understand how to communicate. Because when you watch, say, TV, for instance, well, there's kind of three main categories. There's reality TV, which is basically just shitting on others. There's news, which is shitting on others, but formally, and with a bunch of fear mongering. And then there's anime, which is a fantasy tale, which isn't real. So if you want to have a real connection with someone, you have to forge it yourself. Now there is romance out there in the television space, but it's glorified and um, blown out of proportion. And so when you go watch TV, you miss out on a lot of things. Like like for instance, telling your loved ones you love them. That's a powerful mantra that exhibits great connection in this world. There are many, many things that you can do to heal with sound. It's not just like, I have this voice, let's go get a cheeseburger and then look at TikTok all day. Which, speaking, I've been kind of around the bush on this a lot, but if you look at the sounds on, say, Snapchat, they're very, very entraining. They want to hypnotize you. That's their whole goal, is to get you to watch as many clips as you can and spend money on the platform. How do you do that? Well, you play some frequencies that generate a lot of endorphins that generally make you mellow out and just want to sit there, and also do things that are very hypnotic. I've said hypnotic twice now, but they want to keep you on the platform and they're going to do anything they can. Their clips are garbage, so they know they have to put in a bunch of other sounds to create a cohesive experience. Now, these are really hard to measure because they're not all that audible, but just because they're you can have sounds that are not audible but still can be perceived. The audible range for a given subject is about 50 to 60 hertz if someone's speaking, or 50 to 60 dB if someone's talking to them, but do you think they're going to pick up on 30 dB beneath that? That's a whole 20 dB below, which is a huge chunk. I don't think you will, let alone if they're being played beneath the frequency range. So, in my opinion, everyone should just get off the internet and just go meet with some people, because when you have a conversation with somebody in person, you have their breath that comes out, and that generates more vibrations than what can be picked up by a microphone. You have this very low frequency component with every sentence. Every exhale, every breath they take in and out is a frequency component that is lost when you put it through a microphone. And the reason it's lost is because we have chosen our standards. So the standard is, these days, you pick up between 20 and 20,000 hertz. A lot of you already know that. So why do we do that? Because when we're observing, say, 7.83 hertz, well, that's a lot of movement for our microphone. And generally, everything under 100 hertz can be construed as HVAC noise. But that HVAC noise contains a lot of movement. This is a high amplitude source, but if you imagine something, say, 100th that is very repetitious, that continues to play, then if that continues all day at say a negative frequency, it's going to degrade your life, and you don't even need to hear it. If it's in your environment and can be measured, your body would certainly pick up on it. These micro movements, these tiny amplitude frequencies can be heard all over the place. You know, I'm not going to get into some of the wilder aspects of them, but just know that they're out there, and that when you are out in the world, you're constantly being exposed to far more than you're aware of, and your body does this for a good reason. If you were aware of everything, man, you would be overwhelmed as shit. Just look at the guy tripping on 30 tabs of DMT. And with that, I'm demonetized. Thanks to you for watching.